If you are over 60 and you have noticed that something fundamental has shifted in your body, something that makes you feel less like the man you once were, I want you to listen closely because what I am about to share with you could change everything. I am talking about that quiet loss of strength, that fading sense of vitality, that feeling that your body is no longer responding the way it used to. These changes are not just part of getting older, they are signs that your body is crying out for attention, for movement, for the kind of purposeful action that can restore what time and inactivity have slowly taken away. My name is Dr. Ethan Blake, and I have spent over 15 years working with men who thought their strongest days were behind them. Men who believed that weakness, fatigue, and that diminished sense of masculine energy were simply the price of aging. But I am here to tell you this: your body is far more resilient than you think. Your muscles, your hormones, your very sense of strength and confidence can be restored, rebuilt, and revitalized, even after decades of decline. And it starts with 4 simple daily exercises that most men over 60 have never tried. Now, you might be thinking that this sounds too good to be true. After all, if it were this simple, why would not everyone be doing it? The truth is, most men approach exercise completely wrong as they age. They either push too hard and injure themselves, or they avoid movement altogether, thinking their bodies are too fragile. Both approaches lead to the same result: a steady decline in the very qualities that make you feel strong, capable, and alive. But here's what I have discovered through years of research and working with thousands of men. The male body, even after 60, responds beautifully to the right kind of movement. Not the punishing workouts of your youth, not the endless cardio that leaves you exhausted, but specific targeted exercises that work with your body's natural healing and strengthening mechanisms. These exercises do something profound. They wake up dormant muscle fibers, they stimulate hormone production, they improve blood flow to areas that have been neglected, and they restore that deep, quiet confidence that comes from feeling strong in your own skin. What I am going to share with you today are 4 movements that take less than 20 minutes to complete. They require no equipment, no gym membership, no complicated routines. Yet when performed consistently, they create changes that go far beyond what you might expect. Men who have followed this simple protocol have reported feeling more energetic, more focused, more physically capable than they have in years. They sleep better, they move with more ease, and yes, they feel more like themselves again. The beauty of these exercises lies not in their complexity, but in their precision. Each movement is designed to target the specific areas where men lose strength and vitality as they age. Your core, which is the foundation of all movement and stability. Your posterior chain, the muscles along your back and legs that keep you upright and powerful. Your shoulders and arms, which carry the weight of daily tasks. And your pelvic floor, the often forgotten muscle group that plays a crucial role in everything from posture to confidence. But before we dive into the movements themselves, I want you to understand why these particular exercises are so effective. As we age, several things happen to the male body that most men are not even aware of. Your testosterone levels begin to decline, not dramatically, but steadily, year after year. This affects not just your energy and mood, but your ability to build and maintain muscle mass. Your posture begins to change as you spend more time sitting, more time hunched over, more time in positions that compress your spine and weaken your core. Your circulation slows, particularly to the extremities and the pelvic region, affecting everything from your hands and feet to your sexual health. Most concerning of all, you begin to lose what I call functional strength. This is not the kind of strength you show off in a gym, but the strength you need for daily life. The ability to get up from a chair without using your hands. The power to lift something heavy without straining your back. The stability to walk confidently on uneven ground. The endurance to work in your garden or play with your grandchildren without feeling exhausted. These 4 exercises address every one of these age-related changes. They do not just maintain what you have, they actively reverse the decline. They work by creating what exercise scientists call a cascade effect. When you strengthen your core, your posture improves. When your posture improves, your breathing deepens. When your breathing deepens, your circulation increases. When your circulation increases, your energy rises. When your energy rises, your confidence returns. It is a beautiful interconnected system where each improvement amplifies the others. The first exercise is something I call the foundation hold. This movement looks deceptively simple, but it is one of the most powerful things you can do for your entire body. It targets your deep core muscles, the ones that act like an internal corset, supporting your spine and creating stability from the inside out. Most men over 60 have never properly engaged these muscles, which is why they struggle with back pain, poor posture, and that feeling of being unstable on their feet. The foundation hold is performed lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. But this is not just lying down, it is an active, engaged position that requires focus and intention. You begin by pressing your lower back gently into the floor, not by arching or straining, but by drawing your navel toward your spine. This simple action awakens muscles that may have been dormant for years. As you hold this position, breathing deeply and steadily, something remarkable happens. Your body begins to remember what stability feels like. Your spine finds its natural alignment. Your core muscles, perhaps for the first time in decades, begin to work together as they were designed to. The effects ripple outward, improving your posture when you stand, your balance when you walk, your strength when you lift. But the foundation hold does more than just strengthen your core. It teaches your nervous system to fire these muscles automatically, creating a foundation of strength that supports everything else you do. Men who practice this exercise consistently report feeling more solid, more grounded, more present in their bodies. They stand taller without thinking about it. They move with more confidence. They feel, quite literally, more like themselves. The second exercise builds on this foundation and targets what I consider the most neglected area of the mature male body, the posterior chain. These are the muscles that run along the back of your body from your neck to your heels. Your upper back, your glutes, your hamstrings, the muscles that keep you upright and powerful. In our modern world of sitting and slouching, these muscles become weak and underactive, leading to that forward head posture, rounded shoulders, and general sense of physical decline that so many men accept as inevitable. The movement I am going to teach you is called the bridge progression. Like the foundation hold, it looks simple, but when performed correctly, it is incredibly effective at restoring strength and function to your entire posterior chain. You begin in the same position as the foundation hold, lying on your back with your knees bent. But now, instead of just holding, you are going to lift your hips off the ground, creating a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. This is not about how high you can lift or how long you can hold. It is about quality of movement, about engaging the right muscles in the right sequence. As you lift your hips, you should feel your glutes activate, your hamstrings engage, your lower back strengthen. Your shoulders should remain relaxed and grounded. Your breathing should remain steady and controlled. The bridge progression does something that few other exercises can do. It simultaneously strengthens your glutes, which are often the weakest muscles in the aging male body, while stretching your hip flexors, which are often the tightest. This combination creates better posture, reduces back pain, and restores that sense of power and stability that comes from having strong, functional hips and glutes. But perhaps more importantly, the bridge progression begins to restore what I call your masculine posture. When your posterior chain is strong and active, you naturally stand taller, walk with more purpose, and carry yourself with the kind of quiet confidence that others notice immediately. Your shoulders pull back without effort, your chest opens naturally, your head finds its proper position over your spine. This is not about vanity or appearance, though those certainly improve. This is about reclaiming the physical presence that communicates strength, capability, and vitality to both yourself and the world around you. Men who have been practicing the bridge progression for just a few weeks often tell me that people comment on how different they look, how much better they carry themselves. Their wives notice, their children notice, strangers notice, but most importantly, they notice. They feel the difference in their bones and their muscles and the way they move through space. They feel more substantial, more grounded, more present. The third exercise takes us in a different direction entirely, focusing on what I believe is the most overlooked aspect of male fitness after 60, your shoulder and arm function. As we age, our shoulders tend to round forward, our arms lose their range of motion, and we develop what I call defensive posturing. We unconsciously protect ourselves from pain or discomfort by limiting our movement, by keeping our arms close to our bodies, by avoiding reaching, lifting, or extending. This protective behavior, while understandable, creates a vicious cycle. The less you move your shoulders and arms, the stiffer they become. The stiffer they become, the weaker they get. The weaker they get, the more you avoid using them. Before long, simple tasks like reaching into a high cabinet, carrying groceries, or even putting on a shirt become difficult and uncomfortable. The movement I want to teach you is called the wall angel. It is performed standing with your back against a wall, and it looks almost like you are making a snow angel while vertical. But this simple motion, when done correctly and consistently, can restore remarkable range of motion and strength to your shoulders, arms, and upper back. You begin by standing with your back flat against the wall, your feet about 6 inches away from the base. Your arms are raised to shoulder height, bent at the elbows with your upper arms, forearms, and the backs of your hands touching the wall. From this position, you slowly slide your arms up the wall as high as they will comfortably go, then slowly back down to the starting position. What makes this exercise so powerful is that it forces your shoulders into proper alignment while strengthening the muscles that support good posture. The wall provides feedback, letting you know immediately if you are compensating or cheating the movement. Your shoulders cannot roll forward because the wall prevents it. Your upper back cannot round because you are pressed against a flat surface. As you perform the wall angel, you may be surprised by how challenging it feels, how much effort it takes to keep your entire arm in contact with the wall as you move. This difficulty is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of how much your shoulder function has been compromised by years of poor posture and limited movement. But with consistent practice, something beautiful begins to happen. Your shoulders begin to open, your chest expands, your upper back strengthens, your arms regain their full range of motion. Tasks that once felt difficult become easy again. You reach for things without thinking twice. You carry yourself with your shoulders back and your chest open. You move through the world with the kind of physical confidence that comes from knowing your body is capable and strong. The fourth and final exercise addresses something that most men never talk about, even with their doctors, but that affects virtually every aspect of their physical and emotional well-being. I am talking about your pelvic floor, the group of muscles that form a hammock-like structure at the base of your pelvis. These muscles support your bladder, your bowel, and play a crucial role in sexual function. They also contribute significantly to your core stability and overall sense of physical power. As men age, the pelvic floor muscles, like all muscles, can become weak and less responsive. This weakness contributes to a host of problems that men often accept as inevitable parts of aging. Urinary issues, reduced sexual function, lower back pain, and a general sense of weakness or instability in the core. But here is what most men do not realize. These muscles can be strengthened and restored, often dramatically with the right approach. The exercise I am going to teach you is called the deep core activation. It is performed in the same position as our first two exercises, lying on your back with your knees bent. But this movement requires a different kind of focus, a different kind of awareness. You are going to learn to engage muscles that you may have never consciously controlled before. The movement begins with a gentle breath. As you exhale slowly and completely, you imagine drawing your pelvic floor muscles upward and inward as if you are gently lifting them toward your navel. This is not a forceful contraction, not a clenching or gripping, but a gentle, sustained lift. At the same time, you draw your deep abdominal muscles inward, creating a coordinated action between your pelvic floor and your core. This exercise requires patience and practice. Many men find it challenging at first to even locate these muscles, let alone control them effectively. But with time and consistency, something remarkable happens. You begin to develop what I call deep core awareness, a connection to the muscles that form the foundation of your physical strength and stability. Men who master the deep core activation often report improvements that go far beyond what they expected. Better bladder control, improved sexual function, reduced back pain, and a profound sense of internal strength and stability. They feel more solid, more grounded, more present in their bodies. They move with greater confidence and carry themselves with renewed dignity. What makes these four exercises so effective when performed together is that they work synergistically, each one supporting and amplifying the effects of the others. The foundation. Hold teaches you to engage your deep core muscles. The bridge progression strengthens your posterior chain while building on that core stability. The wall angel restores your upper body function while maintaining proper alignment. The deep core activation ties everything together, creating a foundation of strength that supports everything else you do. But here's the truly remarkable part. When these 4 exercises become part of your daily routine, when you commit to just 20 minutes each morning or evening, your body begins to remember what strength feels like. Not the brute force of youth, but the steady, reliable strength of a man who has learned to work with his body rather than against it. The changes do not happen overnight, and that is actually a good thing. Your body needs time to rebuild, to remodel, to create new patterns of strength and stability. In the first week, you might notice that you sleep more deeply, that you wake with less stiffness. By the second week, you may find that getting out of bed feels easier, that your posture improves without conscious effort. After a month, friends and family begin to comment on how different you look, how you carry yourself with more presence and confidence. But the most profound changes happen inside, in places that others cannot see. Your nervous system begins to fire more efficiently. Your hormones start to find better balance. Your circulation improves, carrying nutrients and oxygen to tissues that have been starved for proper blood flow. Your sleep becomes more restorative. Your energy becomes more consistent throughout the day. Men who have followed this protocol consistently tell me that they feel like they have reclaimed something essential about themselves. They move through their days with purpose and confidence. They take on tasks they had been avoiding. They engage with life more fully because their bodies no longer feel like obstacles to overcome, but rather like trusted allies in everything they want to accomplish. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity and sustainability. You do not need to join a gym or buy expensive equipment. You do not need to follow complicated routines or track endless metrics. You simply need to show up each day and perform these 4 movements with intention and focus. Quality over quantity. Consistency over intensity. Progress over perfection. As you begin this journey, remember that every man's body is different. Some of you will progress quickly, others more gradually. Some will find certain exercises easier, others more challenging. This is not a competition with anyone else or even with your younger self. This is about honoring the man you are today and giving him the care and attention he deserves. Start slowly. Listen to your body. If something feels uncomfortable or painful, modify the movement or reduce the intensity. Your body has wisdom accumulated over decades of living. Trust that wisdom while gently encouraging your muscles and joints to remember their strength and flexibility. Most importantly, understand that this is not just about physical exercise. These movements are acts of self-respect, declarations that you refuse to accept decline as inevitable. Every time you get on the floor to perform the foundation hold, you are telling your body that it matters. Every time you engage your posterior chain with the bridge progression, you are reclaiming your masculine posture and presence. Every time you open your shoulders with the wall angel, you are literally opening yourself to life's possibilities. Every time you activate your deep core, you are connecting with the fundamental strength that has always been within you. Your manhood is not defined by your age or your limitations. It is defined by your willingness to care for yourself, to show up each day with intention, and to refuse to surrender to the forces that would diminish you. These 4 exercises are tools, but more than that, they are daily reminders that strength, vitality, and confidence are not things you lose with age, but qualities you can actively cultivate and maintain. So tomorrow morning, find a quiet space in your home. Lie down on your back, take a deep breath, and begin. Your body is waiting for you to remember what it feels like to be strong. Your future self will thank you for taking this first step. And every day that you show up, every day that you perform these movements with care and intention, you are not just exercising your body. You are exercising your right to live fully, confidently, and powerfully, regardless of what the calendar says about your age. The choice is yours. The power has always been yours. Now you have the tools to reclaim it.